You're in a dimly lit room, maybe a restaurant or a living room with only a candle burning. The atmosphere is warm and moody, but the moment you take a photo, your camera fires a blinding white pop-up flash, and suddenly the shadows disappear, the colors flatten out, and the mood is ruined. If you try turning the flash off and leaving the camera in automatic, you hit a different problem. The camera gets confused by the lack of light, slows down its internal mechanisms to compensate, and gives you a muddy, blurry mess. Capturing sharp, clear photos in the dark without a flash doesn't require an expensive lens or a new camera body. It comes down to a specific 3-step formula to balance your settings. Before we apply that formula, you need to make 2 quick adjustments. Turn your camera's top dial to M for manual mode, and go into your menu to change your image format from JPEG to RAW. Taking control of these settings means you stop relying on the camera's automated guesswork. You capture the exact lighting and atmosphere of the room as it actually looks to your own eyes. Every photograph relies on 3 settings working together: aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. In low light, balancing them is a physical trade-off between letting in enough light and keeping the image sharp. Step 1 is maximizing your aperture. Find the lowest f number your lens allows, like f1.8 or f2.8, and dial it all the way down. With your aperture wide open, you need a shutter speed fast enough to freeze the tiny, involuntary micro-movements of your own hands holding the camera. Your shutter speed must be at least 1 over your focal length. For a 50mm lens, your minimum is 1/50th of a second. On a crop sensor camera, double that bottom number, requiring 1/100th of a second. This threshold guarantees the shutter clicks faster than your hands can shake, completely removing you as the source of blur. By locking your aperture wide open and matching your shutter to your focal length, you've built a mechanical foundation guaranteeing a sharp subject. At this point, look at this light meter on your camera screen. Because you locked the shutter fast enough to stop motion, the meter is likely sitting in the negative, showing the image is still too dark. Step 3 brings in your ISO. Think of ISO as a digital amplifier for whatever light has already hit the sensor. You want to dial this number up, often to 1600, 3200 or higher, until that light meter balances at 0. Many hesitate pushing ISO this high because it introduces digital noise. Higher amplification means more grain and speckle texture visible in the shadows. But you have to prioritize image quality in the right order. A photograph with heavy grain is entirely salvageable. A clean photograph with severe motion blur is completely worthless. Pumping up your ISO is a necessary calculated trade-off. You accept the grain to ensure the photo stays bright and the details stay sharp. Even with your exposure perfectly balanced, your camera's autofocus system will often fail in dim rooms. It relies on contrast to lock on, so if you point it at a flat, dark shadow, the lens will just hunt back and forth. Step 4 is solving focus. Manually move your focus point onto a distinct, high-contrast edge. Look for a lit color, a highlight on a cheekbone, or a sharp window silhouette. If the autofocus still refuses to lock, switch the lens over to manual. Turn on your camera's focus peaking feature. It places a colored highlight over the sharpest edges in your viewfinder, letting you manually dial in focus. Now you have a perfectly sharp, well-exposed shot, but it has that high ISO grain we accepted earlier. This is where your RAW file comes in. Bring that uncompressed image into your editing software. Inside the interface, apply AI denoise tools. These algorithms analyze the raw sensor data and mathematically strip away the grain, leaving sharp edges completely intact. Because you shot in RAW and preserved the full data of the scene, high ISO noise is no longer a permanent flaw. It is just a temporary step in the process. Look at the difference. Instead of a flat, blown-out flash photo or a blurry automated mistake, you get an image that reflects the actual, natural mood of the room. The formula is reliable every time. Maximize your aperture, set your shutter speed to 1 over your focal length, boost your ISO until the exposure balances, and finally, focus strictly on high-contrast edges. The only time you break this sequence is when the camera is locked down on a tripod. Once your hands are removed from the equation, you can drop your shutter speed to multiple seconds to capture completely stationary subjects like a night sky, keeping your ISO at its absolute minimum. Darkness doesn't have to ruin your shot. Once you apply these manual controls, low light becomes a reliable environment to shoot in. Grab your camera, turn the dial to M, and try it out tonight.